Shun's filial piety. At dawn, the gentle rays of sunlight stretched over the vast rice fields, with a soft breeze stirring the plants. In this peaceful scene, Shun, a young man with a kind and calm face, was plowing the fields. His body was drenched in sweat, but his eyes remained tranquil, showing no signs of complaint. Shun, gazing into the distance, to himself.
As long as my parents are healthy, no amount of hard work will ever be too much.
In the old, worn-down house, Shun's blind father, Tao, sat on the bed, his hands fumbling across the blanket. Next to him was Shun's stepmother, Mao, with a stern and cold expression, staring out the window at Shun working in the fields. Stepmother, speaking coldly.
Look at that boy, Shun. He's so slow in everything he does. Always acting like he's so filial, but I can't stand that hypocritical face of his.
Shun is a good son. He does all the housework without a single word of complaint. Please be patient with him.
Patient? All I see is that he's only pretending in front of you. Just wait, I'll show you his true nature.
The stepmother and Shun's younger brother, Tung, plotted a plan to harm him.
I hate the way he pretends to be so good. Mother, what are we going to do to get rid of him?
Tonight, when Shun enters the barn to rest after a long day, I'll lock the door and set the house on fire. He won't be able to escape.
Night fell, dark as ink, with only the flickering flames starting to rise. Shun entered the barn to sleep. Suddenly, a malicious laugh echoed from outside the door.
Shun, tonight you won't escape.
The fire quickly spread throughout the barn, and thick smoke filled the air. Shun coughed as the smoke clouded his vision. But instead of panicking, he calmly used nearby tools to break a small hole in the wall. Through that hole, he escaped, his body covered in soot, but unharmed. Shun, sighing, looking at the burning barn.
Even if my parents are cruel to me, I cannot be angry at them. After all, I'm still alive, and I can continue taking care of them.
On another night, when the rain began to fall heavily, Shun knelt by his father's bed, massaging his feet, his eyes filled with love and concern. Shun, gently.
Father, it's cold tonight. Do you feel any better?
My son, you are the light of my life. I'm so sorry I haven't been able to do much for you.
Meanwhile, in the heavens, the heavenly emperor looked down and saw Shun's extraordinary filial piety. He decided to bless Shun by sending a white elephant and divine birds to help him with his work in the fields. Heavenly Emperor, voice booming from the sky.
A person as filial as this cannot go unnoticed by heaven and earth.
Years later, rumors of Shun's filial piety and virtue reached the ears of Emperor Yao. The emperor decided to test Shun by assigning him to govern a complex region. Shun successfully brought peace and prosperity to the land. Eventually, Emperor Yao decided to pass the throne to Shun. Emperor Yao, in the solemn palace, before officials and citizens.
Shun, your kindness and filial piety have moved heaven and earth. You are the worthy successor.
Your Majesty, I do not dare accept this. Everything I've done is simply the duty of a son.
Precisely because you do not seek fame or fortune that you are the one I need to lead the nation.
Shun ascended to the throne but continued to live a simple life, caring for his father until the end. In the final scene, the sky is blue, and the warm sun stretches across the peaceful land, with the people happy and loving one another, thanks to the example of their filial king. Shun's filial piety towards his parents. This title refers to the story of Shun, a figure known in Chinese history and legend for his remarkable filial piety and patience towards his parents, even though they treated him cruelly. His dedication and virtue eventually led to him becoming a revered leader and an exemplar of filial devotion.